Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Today I'm reviewing Slime Senpai, and as always, if you want to check out this shop, I will leave a link to it down in the description below. If you or someone you know wants their business reviewed, whether it's slime or something else, I also leave my business email down in the description. Everything was packaged nicely, nothing cracked or leaked, and besides the slimes, I was also sent their slime business card, care card thing here, and some borax, both in liquid and powder form, I believe, and some candy. And here are the slimes. 2 of them are 8 ounces that come in these flat lid clear screw top containers, and then the other 2 are 7 ounces that come in dome clear lid screw top containers, but they all have their slime shop logo on the top and the slime name on the side. The first slime for review is Cotton Candy Dream. This is a gel-like sleigh slime scented cotton candy, and it comes with a random candy charm. To me, this slime smells like a sweet and slightly tart type of candy. Out of any cotton candy scent I've ever smelled, this is probably my favorite by far. Most of them, at least to me, don't really smell like cotton candy. They just kind of smell like an artificial sweetener of some sort. But this one definitely has more of a candy smell to it. The texture really isn't like anything I've ever felt before. It's dense but soft, and it also has like a tacky feel to it, but isn't tacky. So it's like, it doesn't stick to my hands type of tacky, but it feels like it should stick to my hands, which is a really interesting feel. It's not exactly a bad thing, it's just very weird. The slime is also thick and puffy. It's fun to poke. The bubble pops are really loud because of like that thickness and how dense it is and whatnot. It does inflate, and inflates probably about 2 times its size, and what I found really interesting is it stays inflated. Like, I inflated this and I don't think it fully deflated for the next probably 2-ish weeks that it sat. Like, it just does not deflate. So if you do like inflation, this one would be perfect, because like, I mean, I know it can be annoying, at least for me, when I spend so much time trying to inflate a slime and then it just immediately deflates right after it. So this one would be perfect if you like that inflated feel but you don't want it to go away like super quickly. It does leave very slight amounts of residue from time to time. It's kind of just like in the creases of your hands as you're like crunching the slime, whatever you want to call that, but it's not bad, and I would say it's pretty normal for this kind of texture of slime. It's hard to judge this one because I really haven't felt anything like it before, but it's not like a lot of residue, so it's not a huge deal. The only thing that I wanted to touch on is I did find various types of debris in the slime. It was kind of like yellow chunks, like they were extremely tiny. They kind of reminded me of those like clay like pieces or chunks or whatever you want to call them that you can add to slime. That's kind of what it reminded me of, which I don't think it's supposed to be in this slime. If it is, that's my bad. If it's not, I would just always try to clean up your surfaces and whatnot when you're making a slime. That way you don't have random things in it. I really enjoyed this one though. It has an amazing, super unique texture, and I definitely recommend trying it. So of course it gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. Next up is Molted Choco Balls. This is a thick and glossy clay pebble texture that's inspired by Whopper's candy, and it is scented Death by Chocolate. So at the beginning here, you can kind of see me pull out a piece of yellow, something that's in the slime. It was also kind of surrounding one of the little clay pebbles. But that's what I was really talking about with the last slime, except the last one just had like much smaller pieces in it, and that's why I wanted to touch on it, because it was in more than one slime. Anyways, the slime to me smells like sweet and fake chocolate, like most chocolate scents smell to me, like just that fake plasticky type of chocolate. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like the more real chocolate smelling scents, which I usually find in like the brownie scents or those types, but it's not bad. It just kind of smells fake-ish, but it is sweeter than what I've normally smelled in fake chocolate scents. The texture is thick, smooth, and glossy. There's not enough pebbles to really hurt your hands. I know that can be a concern for a lot of people, but this one has a lot less in it than I feel most shops do, so you can still experience that clay pebble texture without really hurting your hands. But there are still enough clay pebbles in here to where you can feel them, feel like the uniqueness that they have to them. It creates ASMR and all that fun stuff. I think that the concept for this one was nailed perfectly. It definitely reminds me of Whoppers, and while I'm not the biggest fan of those candies, I can appreciate when a concept is just perfect. This slime does inflate slightly and becomes almost soft, kind of puffy-like, which is really nice, and it's another way to kind of soothe your hands if the pebbles still do hurt a little bit. It kind of feels nice to have like a puffy base to it, and because of the pebbles and whatnot, it has various types of bubble pops that are super satisfying. Some of them are loud and like, I don't know if like I want to call it rough, but like that, and then some of them are really small and crispy, and it's just very satisfying. What I also found really cool is because there aren't too many pebbles in here, you can feel them moving around as you squish the slime, which I also find really satisfying because it just kind of moves through your fingers, and it is just like a really cool feel to it. It's almost relaxing. Like, I don't know, something about feeling them move around just is kind of cool. I don't know really how to describe it, but it feels so nice. I really enjoyed this one as well, and it is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. Third for review is Diamond. This is a silica sand and glitter crunch bomb texture that is inspired by diamonds in Minecraft, and it is unscented. So first off, the slime is absolutely stunning. I play Minecraft myself, and I feel like this was another concept that was nailed perfectly. At least to me, it definitely reminds me of diamonds in Minecraft. I think it looks incredible, and it just really makes me want to play Minecraft again. I haven't played in a few weeks now. Anybody that plays Minecraft usually knows, because it seems to be a universal thing where like you'll be on the Minecraft grind for a few weeks and you'll just constantly play it, and then you won't play it again for some weeks, maybe even months, and then you'll go right back to the grind. Right now I'm on my little break, but I definitely want to get back into it. The beads in this also remind me of that block texture that Minecraft has, which is also really cool. The slime isn't extremely packed, so it's not super tough on your hands. I would say it's more than normal because, you know, there's not really anything protecting it. The beads aren't exactly sharp, but they are, you know, rough and like not squishy or anything. So if you do have more sensitive hands, I would be careful. But I would say the base is also thicker than most clear slimes that I feel like I've felt, so that does kind of lessen the impact of the beads a little bit and definitely makes it not nearly as like hurtful as most silica bead type of textures that I've felt before, so that's nice, but I would be cautious. The glitter in this makes the slime shimmer like a real gemstone, which just adds to the stunning factor and just makes the slime that much more amazing. It does have a slower stretch to it, but that is pretty typical of a slime that has like so many different add-ins, and it's got a thicker base to it and whatnot. But once you get it going, it does get bubbly, very crackly, and it does leave some typical residue. I mean, it is a clear based slime and whatnot, but I would say it even leaves less than a typical clear slime, which is amazing because clear slimes that have like so many different add-ins in them, like this one, can be absolutely notorious for leaving so much residue, and this one doesn't, so that's awesome. Slimes that are specifically inspired by something can be some of the hardest to create because there's so much expectation out there for what it should look like, what it should feel like, what it should smell like, whatever, but I think this one was 100% on point. I absolutely adore it, and it is also getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. Last for this review is Beachfront. This is a sand slime texture that is scented like beach blanket, and it comes with a random beach themed charm. To me, this slime smells like sunscreen and like a summer perfume type of smell. I would assume people that use perfume might know what I'm talking about. Like there's certain scents that just have like a seasonal vibe to them, and this one just kind of smelled like a summery perfume type, just very like uplifting, but it smells really nice. So up until this point, I hadn't tried a sand slime texture before, so I didn't really know what to expect. I know it's a newer type of concept that not a lot of shops have used yet, but I was excited nonetheless because it's a weird texture and anything weird is up my alley. So I was super excited to try this one, and it is everything I thought it was going to be. It is so soothing to touch. It's got like the same vibes as touching wet sand, which is one of my favorite things to do. Like ever, like running like my toes through wet sand and my hands through wet sand is just extremely satisfying to me, and this kind of feels like it, so it's kind of like quenching the like thirst for me to do that, which is really nice. I swear I can feel each grain of sand as it passes through my hands, which just adds to that soothing factor. And this slime just as a whole is just so calming to me. The bubble pops are super crispy and crackly, and the slime is just so fun to play with, and there's so many things you can do with it because it's just one of those textures that you can like just do whatever you want to it, and it's just so fun. This slime does inflate, which did surprise me quite a bit. I didn't think this type of texture would be capable of that, but it does inflate, and it inflates a decent amount. And once it does inflate, it does get like a jiggly type of feel to it. It's kind of hard to see. I feel like unless a slime is supposed to be jiggly, it's really hard to pick up on camera, but I promise it does get kind of jiggly. The only thing that I will like forewarn for if you haven't tried a texture like this is it does kind of leave some grains of sand underneath your nails. At least it did for me. It wasn't like super bad. I didn't notice it too much. It was like a one here and there type of thing. It wasn't like it was really getting under my nails, but it's just something that I'd like to mention. Once again, another beautiful slime, amazing texture, and another 5 out of 5 pajamas. And with that, that is the end of this review, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. This is a pretty new slime shop, so let them know down in the comments how they're doing. Me personally, I think they are doing absolutely incredible. I don't have any complaints anywhere. And if you made it this far, comment down below if you've ever played Minecraft. What are your thoughts on it? What do you like to do when you play? Now I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.